You better watch out as far as what you're asking for, because Santa Claus, he's coming to town. The new Shark FacialPro Glow Depuffy, where it's at. All around the world. Yeah, that's what we're doing today, because this is not sponsored, all right? It's not. I bought this myself, and I've been trying it out behind the scenes. So we're gonna walk through it today, and I'm gonna give you a lot of thoughts. I'm coming in with the Hyaluronic Gentle Cleansing Milk. Really adore this product, okay? It's got ectoin in it. I'm about done with it. It's like a liquid cold cream. All right, now I'm gonna rinse it off. I'm just gonna pat the facial drips, and we're gonna get started with this party, all right? Appetizer though, appetizer, all right? Warm up. It suggests putting on your favorite serum to lubricate the skin surface so the gadget glides on over it. It is the Haru Haru Wonder Black Rice Probiotic Barrier Essence, the perfect lubricant. Let's get locked and loaded. This is the Depuffy attachment. We're gonna turn it on. So that is the warming mode, and yeah, we're gonna warm up our face. It takes a minute for it to warm up. There we go. And at first I was a little apprehensive about this warming thing, but it's really just the temperature of a warm washcloth is to precede the exfoliation step, because we basically hydrated the stratum corneum with water and cleansing, okay? And now we're heating it up a little bit to get a little bit more openness so that dry, rough skin, dry skin cells clogging the pores will, in theory, slough off a lot easier when we move on to the next step. Honestly though, the heating, I'm not gonna lie, it's really nice on your neck, on your upper shoulders, yeah, right here. It's been a hard day's night. And let me tell you, you really want to put on a serum before you do this, because it glides so much more easily when you have the lubrication from the serum. All right, my face is good and warm now. All right, so next we're gonna apply this exfoliating derm detox, okay? So this is an exfoliant with alpha hydroxy acids and salicylic acid, but we're gonna avoid around the eyes, we're gonna avoid around the mouth. Always a good thing to do. Now, I've used this a couple of times already, so I have to say, this particular product, it's kind of nice. It's a clear, colorless gel. I like that because it's easy to apply in a thin film to precise areas without it dripping down your face into your eyes, for example. So I like that, but it is a little bit spicy. Whew, a little bit of spice there, especially with that preheating step. Okay, so I have a nice thin film. You don't need very much, and it's spicy. Okay, what I mean by that is I'm feeling a little tingle, a little, ooh, do I want to scratch? Do I want to, it's a little spicy. That is normal with alpha hydroxy acids, okay? But my face is not like reactively, let me check before I speak, is not reactively getting red. I'm not feeling like pain or anything. It's a normal a little prickle, a little, ooh, something spicy. We're gonna wait the full 3 minutes, okay? So la-di-da-di, we likes to party, but we'll be right back. And just like that, we're back. We're gonna swap out the heads, locked and loaded. We're gonna fill the fill tank with tap water. We're gonna put on the normal wide tip. Roughly 2 minutes of the normal wide tip to the outer part of the face. And we're gonna do the outer aspects. And see, you feel a little suction, like a little fish. Now I have this on a gentler suction setting. I don't have it on the strongest setting. And it is pretty aggressive in my opinion. The device does come with some different heads that allow for gentler suction, so it's not as intense if you have more sensitive skin. does to the T-zone tip, normal. Can you see the little floaties? Ooh, wow. Andrea's so disgusting. Okay, more on that in a moment. All right, now that we're done with that step, we're just gonna give our face a quick rinse in case there's any more of that exfoliant left behind, which I don't think there is, but just to be thorough. All right, we're gonna empty the chambers. I'm using the normal wide again. I'm putting the normal wide back on. But this time, instead of filling the little chamber with tap water, we're gonna fill it with the Hydro Infused BHA Hydrator, supercharged for a lasting glow and re-energized skin. All right. So it puts out little tiny, it feels like it puts out little tiny droplets of the product onto the skin and then just kind of, I don't know if it sucks them right off or, because you're still getting that suction. The idea is to infuse that in. And we're gonna switch to the T-zone tip. All right, so now we're gonna chill, quite literally. I'm coming back on with a little more Haru Haru for Glide, okay? And notice I didn't do any of that exfoliating on my neck, okay? Neck skin, really delicate. We're going to cool. So we're gonna, see how it's blue now? This is gonna help chill and depuff. Basically a cool compress. This is going to help chill and depuff. It feels good, especially after the spiciness of that exfoliant. Really feels good right up under the eye. In fact, I'm going to turn it this way. And you can do this chilling for a total of 4 minutes it lasts. So the facial is done. We're going to complete everything with, of course, my broad spectrum sunscreen. Now, you could do this at night, in the evening, as your nighttime routine, as a nighttime facial, in which case you wouldn't need to put sunscreen on, but you might want to come on with like a nice rich night cream. But this is the Brown Lab Birch Juice Moisturizing Sunscreen. All right, so now you've seen the gadget in action, how it works, what it does. Let's go through point by point though, some key things you need to know about this. Coming in, number one, the warming aspect, pleasant, okay? Great on your upper back to relax the muscles, sore neck. But on your face, is that really necessary? A warm washcloth, warm water really does help soften dry, rough buildup. But on the face, there are a lot of blood vessels, and that warming temperature can precipitate flushing for people with rosacea. And warm temperatures, heat on the surface of the skin is a exacerbating factor for melasma. Now that being said, it's not hot, it's the temperature of a warm washcloth So it's not something that I feel would likely aggravate things for people, but just be aware that warm temperatures can bother some skin conditions and it might tip you over the edge. So what's in Derm Detox HA/BHA exfoliating gel? It has glycolic acid and alpha hydroxy acid that is water soluble, exfoliates dry, rough skin, and also is a humectant, so it helps with moisture retention, good for dry skin, as well as helping to improve skin cell turnover to exfoliate the skin and hasten the clearance of dark spots. It also has salicylic acid, which loves to get into the pores, which is obviously what this is kind of targeting, and that salicylic acid breaks up clogged pores, helps exfoliate the pore lining, and it's anti-inflammatory. It's good for dark spots. It's also got gluconolactone, a polyhydroxy acid that really gently exfoliates and is very hydrating. I mentioned when I was doing this, the product does give a little bit of a tingle, which honestly is not out of the realm of possibility with glycolic acid products. The suction, even at the mildest setting, and I did try it with the gentler sensitive skin tips as well, it's pretty intense suction, even the wimpier ones. And intense suction doesn't really do anything of benefit for the skin. Suction in general isn't something that is super helpful for your skin or necessary. It can cause little broken blood vessels, aggravate rosacea. I definitely would stay away from that if you have, I would stay away from this device, to cut to the chase, if you have rosacea. The whole suction thing, you know, people are mesmerized by the idea of sucking stuff up out of your pores, but you're really not getting anything out of the pores with this device. What you're seeing, however, in the chamber is the ingredient hydroxyethyl cellulose, which is added as a thickener to things, but is also what is present in those like peeling gels. It's an ingredient that pills up on itself. And so that's what you're seeing in the basin. That's not actual dead cellular debris. It's not stuff that's actually being sucked up off of your skin. If anything, it can end up causing irritation. Then after it's finished, you rinse the skin of any remaining product that may have been left behind, and then you come on with the same tool, the suction, but this time instead of putting water, you're going to put the hydro infused BHA hydrator. So this product has niacinamide. So did the detox exfoliating gel. I didn't mention that. This product has niacinamide, which I'm telling you guys, workhorse of the skincare industry. Anti-redness, hyperpigmentation, moisture barrier, antioxidant, anti-glycation. This also has hydroxyethylurea. So urea is wonderful for hydrating the skin and gently exfoliating. It has salicylic acid, again, good for exfoliating the pores. It has lactobacillus ferment extract, Saccharomyces ferment, are rich in antioxidants and hydrating compounds. And that's all well and good, but like, it seems a little bit performative, if I'm being honest. Why not just spread that on the skin and be done with it? The idea is like, oh yeah, it's helping to penetrate better, or you're getting more precise delivery, but are you really? I mean, I don't believe that you are. So that's my opinion. I don't think that it's necessary to do all of that. I honestly liked the products, but are they novel? No. I probably tried out thousands of very similar products. I just find that the suction is a little aggressive, and I've got videos on my channel saying pore vacuums, stay away. This is essentially a pore vacuum. They just apply some suction and they're not really getting anything out, and that suction can be irritating to the skin and potentially lead to broken capillaries, bruising. It's just not really helpful, and it's more of a eye-catching type gadget. Then after that step, you can do the cooling step, the depuff, which I really enjoy, honestly. I think the depuffy aspect is fun. The Insta Chill is a nice cool temperature. It's not freezing cold, and that can help to depuff under eyes. It can be normal to have some mild facial puffiness first thing in the morning, fluid retention, and a cool compress can help that to go away a little bit faster, but you don't necessarily need this gadget. I've used the device several times. It hasn't caused me any skin irritation. It hasn't bothered my skin or been uncomfortable, and genuinely each time I use it, after I finish, I feel like, oh, my skin is like really fresh and clean, and it just feels perked up. Probably all in my head, okay? It feels like if you've ever gotten a facial, that's exactly what this feels like after you're done. If you've had facials before and they were a pleasant experience for you, you didn't have any adverse effects from having them, then chances are you might enjoy the end result of this as well. The negatives about this device are, I think it is a little bit too cumbersome as far as switching out the different heads, switching out the different tips. The size of the compartments is a little small, and I don't like the gimmicky aspect of the light in there to show you the floaty stuff, which is mostly the hydroxycellulose, right? I don't recommend it if you have rosacea. I don't recommend it really if you have any active skin condition, acne, hyperpigmentation, melasma. While I have enjoyed using it, I have a hard time. I have a really hard time justifying this as a purchase for anyone because it cost $399. $399 for a whole lot of showmanship. I also think that the steps, the different heads, the space it occupies in your bathroom to charge it, to, you know, store it. I really think this is one of those things that'll be really exciting to receive. Use it a couple of times, ooh, ah, and then you're gonna forget about it. This device, I would not be surprised if you saw a ton of advertising around over the next couple of weeks with Black Friday, with the holidays, and then it'll be one of those things that goes by the wayside, and there'll be something new out, and you'll be stuck with a $399 vacuum for your face that you don't use. So I think it's gimmicky. You know, Shark, they do make vacuum cleaners. I have a Shark vacuum, which I love, but a pore vacuum I don't recommend, which is what this is. And I think, you know, they're kind of just getting into the skincare device market. Yeah, I would say pass on this, you guys. If you need any more encouragement not to buy this, yeah, I don't think this is worth your hard-earned money. Anyway, y'all, that is my review. All right, I hope this video was helpful for those of you who are curious about this device. Let me know, is it something you had on your radar? I hope this video was helpful. If so, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.